times. Hey everybody, happy Halloween Eve, all Eves, everybody. We are here. This is the Shakers List. What's up, YouTubeites? What's shaking? We're gonna have an excellent show tonight. Nothing irregular at all. We're all in our normal clothes, and Marty's got a cat now.
This is my costume.
I thought you were a normal dog person.
He's the
now for
super
Halloween,
villain.
you're being a cat person.
He's a Bond villain.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm an animal lover first of all of anything. So cats, dogs, ligers, you name it. All right.
Ligers. Duck-billed platypus.
There we go.
Yeah. Tyrannosaurus Rexes. Hot dogs.
Well, it's going a little too far there, man.
Well, you don't
I
like
appreciate it. No.
You've given up your 8-year-old Marty and no longer like that.
No, not at all, man. Not at all. You know, there's always still love for Godzilla on me, man. I grew up to Godzilla.
There you go. Dude, Godzilla Minus One is one of the best movies I've seen in the last decade.
It's really good.
That was totally unexpected.
It is, man.
I didn't think to go see a Godzilla movie and cry. That was not cool. That was not cool. Anyways, what is cool is right here with us, everybody, on Cover Price. We're covering the Shakers List today. And we got some special guests here tonight. Over to my right, this is backwards. So on my right, Dr. Yo-Yo is no longer Dr. Yo-Yo. He is now, I guess now that you've been furloughed for so long, you've now become Russian.
Right. He's a comrade in arms now.
If government not let me work, then let me drink.
So we got good old Dr. Yo-Yo. Chris, my man, is Red Guardian. We got Marty, who is just casual today at work.
Very casual.
I think he's just showing up as a serial killer. We'll go with that. That's your costume. You're a serial killer, or
no? Okay, so last year I was steampunk, right? So, and I did the whole steampunk. After Halloween, I packed everything up, and throughout the year, it became under, things packed on top of it, things packed on top of it. So by the time I got home from work today, I could not get everything out, and there was no way I could get all of my costumes out. But I had the full intention to, unfortunately, and Tim would be so disappointed in me tonight because it is Halloween coming up. Happy Halloween, happy Samhain, happy All Hallows Eve, happy All Souls Day, and all of those.
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. I cannot pronounce that in Spanish, but yes, the Day of the Dead. So, and just passing by on October 27th, it was, I forgot how to pronounce it, but it's where they honor the pets that have moved on, passed on. So I thought that was a really amazing custom, Mexican custom, which they do that on the 27th. So I thought that was so cool. I saw many posts on Instagram and everything. So, but nevertheless, Halloween, it's one of my favorite times of the year, if not the most favorite time of the year for me. And hopefully next year I'll dig everything out and do something different.
So this is I really like Red Guardian. I think he's a hilarious character, and he's the one superhero that I could pull off with the beard and the build. I really dig the Red Guardian. The cowl, right? The helmet cowl is the only thing that I bought. I except for I bought a red shirt, and then I made the rest of this today. 3D printed the star on the chest. Lots of hot glue and safety pins, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, whatever. But but yeah, this is it's Halloween, you know, whatever. But tonight we got a great list for you guys, and we got a special giveaway from Michael Baker. Gabe, bring up what he's giving away. This is pretty insane, guys.
All right. Yep. Michael Baker's on top of it. He's letting us know. Stop chit-chatting about what your guys' wardrobes. Let's talk about this awesome, very, very appreciated, very awesome of Michael Baker. Everybody give Michael Baker a round of applause and some love for being so generous. Trick or treat, everybody. This is what we're getting for our special Halloween episode of the Shakers. Is this Mark Spears Monsters #1. This bad boy is a CGC 98, given away gratis for free. All you gotta do is get Michael Baker your free number and your bank account. But again, Michael Baker, thank you so much for doing this. This is all a special treat from Michael Baker to hook up one special person today with this awesome giveaway. So pay attention, take notes. There will be a quiz at the end of the show, everybody. So make sure you pay attention to some facts and figures and some fun. And we will be giving away that awesome Monsters #1.
Awesome.
Is there a name for this character? Who is this? It looks like a.
I think it's Gunslinger. Or sorry, Zombie Cowboy. I got to ask you, Mark. I'm guessing, since I don't see it at the top, this is not the limited holo foil, right? So just so you guys know, Mike Baker, really nice guy. He's giving this away. This is a $100 book. So this is awesome. Everybody say thanks. And like Gabe said, pay attention. We're going to ask something that's related to the read, and it'll be done in the chat. And it's pretty cool. We'll just you can reach out to any one of the, or you can reach out to Gabe or I on Instagram, and we'll make sure we get you in touch with Michael Baker if you don't have his contact info.
Awesome, Michael. Appreciate that.
Very cool, Michael. Thank you so much. And good luck, everybody in the chat. Pay attention. Like I said, take notes. We're going to have some fun with this. And one lucky person is going to walk away with a really cool gift. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, share the video, let all your friends know what's going on with all the great information we'll be giving out today. Tell your mom I said hi. And let's go ahead. And I'm trying to find the video clips here. Let's get into the Shakers. All right. How do I take this bad boy down? I'm just going to talk through this today, everybody. All right. Rolling up first today. What do we got for number? Marty, you're up first, right?
Yeah, I'm up first, man.
Okay, because we're talking about in the background, and it was super confusing.
Yeah. I got this one, and I think a lot of people should have this one, man. This has been hot for quite some time. So bring it on with Shaker #1 is Amazing Spider-Man #601, Marvel 2009. J. Scott Campbell is a frequent visitor to our weekly Shakers list. He is easily one of the most collected artists in the industry, with an ever-growing and dedicated fan base. He has produced some of the most expensive covers in modern era of comics, with many of his covers selling for hundreds of dollars on the aftermarket. Covers such as Amazing Spider-Man Presents Black Cat, Uncanny X-Men #510, and Wolverine #1, among dozens of others, are highly sought-after covers that have enormous asking prices. Another infamous cover by J. Scott Campbell is his Mary Jane cover from Amazing Spider-Man #601. For years, this was $20, $40 book, but while collectors always kept their eyes peeled out for this book, prices were fairly level. That all started to change around 2019, and in 2019, images began popping up of individuals on social media making various posts and memes about this cover. Some users even went as far as redrawing the image, as they felt the cover was wrong or off-putting for many different reasons. This online chatter led to prices slowly increasing has sales increased. J. Scott Campbell himself even hilariously mentioned the book and controversially inside the pages of Marvel Comics number 1000. We also covered this book and the controversies back in 2023 here. Today, this book is $140 plus for a high-grade raw copy. And the image has become synonymous with J. Scott Campbell and his style. This past week, a new high was set when a collector paid $800 for a CGC 9.8 graded copy. That is so crazy, man. I remember collecting this, 2015 or so. I remember this even being one of those very sought-after covers of J. Scott Campbell, among the many of the Amazing Spider-Mans that he's done for them, man. And every time, it's always something that is sought after. It's really gone after for a long time. I mean, I think it's so much saturated on the market right now. You know, it's a matter of we're going back to early J. Scott Campbell, you know, and seeing what he produced early on. And my God, man, he never fails to disappoint. One thing I don't really, really appreciate his style very much on how he does male characters besides Amazing Spider-Man. A lot of his other male characters he's done, Captain America, X-Men, what you name it, they're very thin looking, very almost, you know, within the same boundaries of what he makes the female looks like. So it's very too feminine for me. I like my superheroes to look masculine and bulky.
Marty's about the beef. I hear what you're saying, Marty, and I used to agree. However, J. Scott Campbell's newest work, the covers that he just recently came out with, there's a lot of really good covers. There's good male characters in there, but I know this wasn't one of the JSC Marvel covers, but the Batman that recently came out, really good cover, really good image of Batman, and then all of the different covers he did for Marvel. I have the whole set, and they're really impressive. The only thing I don't like about it is the washed out backgrounds, but everything else I dig. It's good stuff.
Absolutely. And I think that controversy was blown out of proportion. There's no way that this cover is controversial, because you'll see many cosplays of this at any convention that you go to. So that's ridiculous. And all I did was help boost the interest and the price on this book. Shaker number 1, everybody. We saw a lot of people hitting the board right out of the gate. People are dodging the abyss. They're just dodging those Matrix Abyss bullets. So good job, everybody in the chat, for having this copy. Let's keep rolling. Mr. Chris, you got number 2, buddy. What's up?
Yeah, number 2, we got Don't Pay the Ferryman. Number 1, this is the Peach Momoko Glow in the Dark acrylic variant from the New York Comic Con in 2022, limited to 100 copies by Leaf Comics. In 1982, singer Chris DeBurr released the song "Don't Pay the Ferryman," a catchy play on Death's journey alongside the Grim Reaper. About 40 years later, writer Chris Hayes and artist Joseph Scott paid tribute to the 80s hit with their horror-tinged series by the same name. Released in June of 2020, when many shops were closed due to the COVID pandemic, this indie title flew under the radar for many collectors. Although this comic does not feature her first work in the industry, it was done very early in the career of Peach Momoko. There are 4 versions of this hard-to-find variant, 2 by Scorpion Comics, the 4-leaf acrylic version, and a final brushed metal version. There's also limited to 100 copies by Carnivore Comics. Prior to this week's monster sale, only 2 of the acrylic versions had ever been recorded as sold, when both a raw and a slabbed copy were sold in 2023. This week, the market changed with a record sale for the Glow in the Dark variant, as a near mint copy sold for $380.
That's pretty rad. Pretty This is a lot of people in the chat. Somebody said that this is her best cover, and I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna co-sign that because typically I'm not the kind of person who likes like chibi art. Like that's not for me. But this creepy boatman on the river Styx with the the skulls or souls or whatever the boat's made out of. This is rad. Like I would love to see her do not only more covers like this, but interiors, like actual entire comic books of something like this, something kind of horror and creepy related. Like I didn't know she had this in her. So awesome. I'm very impressed. I love it.
Yeah, very much. I will piggyback that on you as well, man, because that is definitely something I agree with. I love this type of dark art, you know, and especially how well she did this. This is not your typical what you see Peach Momoko do, you know. So it really resonates with me. Great work right here, and I love the darkness to it.
What kind of magic card would it be, Chris? Obviously, it's a black card, but what kind of stats would it have? Like, would it be like a 1/1? What do you think?
So, in the tradition of Ferryman, low attack, high defense, right? Be able to absorb. So probably invulnerable. Probably like a 1/4 invulnerable and tap and spend mana to make target creature unblockable or give target creature shadow. That's probably the card. I would say casting costs 1 black and 1. So yeah.
This sounds very nerdy. Is this a nerd thing?
It's definitely a nerd.
I don't do nerd things.
No. It's not nerdy. It's not.
You asked, Gabe.
That was a layup, my friend. That was a layup. Thank you for taking the bait, buddy.
Sure, you got it.
I love that, Gabe. That's perfect video for that, man. You definitely got me on that one. That's awesome, man.
So JSS Brooklyn was saying that this is an homage to House of Mystery 205. Close, JSS. The boat in House of Mystery 205 on that cover is Casket, and the ferryman is paddling towards the reader. This is just a little bit different, so I don't think it's a complete homage, maybe a slight nod. So,
all right, but very, very incredible Peach Momoko cover for Don't Pay the Ferryman. You're just stuck then if you don't pay, right? You're just in limbo. That can't be cool. Either way, this is a Peach Momoko glow in the dark acrylic variant from New York Comic Con 2022. Apparently, there's only 100 copies of this bad boy. Top sale, raw near mint, $380. Everybody, pretty dope. Wow. Pretty cool.
Very nice.
Marty, you got number 3, dude. What do we got?
Yeah, man, bring it in with some beep beep.
Beep beep.
4 Colors, number 918 by DELL, 1958. We're going way back here now. Beep beep. The iconic sounds of the Roadrunner live on in so many nostalgic memories. While it may be hard to track down some of the earlier episodes, it is even more difficult to find a person who hasn't even heard of the iconic cartoon. Both Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote first appeared on screen in 1949. The first short featuring 2 called was The Fast and the Furious. Who knows? Maybe it was the inspiration behind a certain family-centered car movie franchise. What we do know is that the pair had a very strict set of rules, one of which was Wile E. Coyote was never allowed to catch the Roadrunner. While Wile E. Coyote may live on forever, never reaching his goal, one collector did achieve their dream last week. In a staggering sale of $1,000, a fan of the duo secured their own CGC 6.0 copy, one of 2 on the census. This sale dwarfs most higher grade sales. The last sale of a graded 9.4 was in 2009, and it went for $375. There are only 41 copies of this issue graded on the CGC census, all pretty evenly distributed among the grades. The highest grade on the census is 1 copy at a 9.6. It might be time to dig into the Acme boxes and get a updated valuation on these higher grades. Note, on the CGC site, this issue is marked as only the first appearance of the Roadrunner, omitting Wile E. Coyote. Instead, CGC has Looney Tunes and Merry Melody Comics number 91 as his first appearance. However, fun fact, this first iteration is actually named Kelsey Coyote. While he did eventually go on to become the beloved Wile E. Coyote, he started off as Kelsey alongside a little-known bird named Henry Hawk. Interesting, huh?
There you go with some fun information. That was awesome.
I mean, my hats off to those guys at CovrPrice. I mean, they're digging this stuff up, man, and they're allowing you to have this information so you don't have to go hunt for yourself. So kudos on them, man.
I think I might have this, but I don't know if it's the 10 center. I think I may have like a gold key or a Western reprint. I have to go check. If I do have it, it is beat the crap.
Yeah.
But this is pretty cool. It's funny because it's funny that Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner are on this list, and I almost feel like, you know, Matt and John are sometimes reading my mind or my my browser history, because I was just going through the Grant Morrison Animal Man run again, and in Animal Man 5, there's this whole thing about the Coyote Gospel, and it's basically Wile E. Coyote becoming sentient and trying to find the creator of the cartoon to take him out for making him doomed to failure over and over and over again. So,
I
have a crazy read.
Roadrunner was always one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. You know, we could watch the old Looney Tunes stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It was this and Tom and Jerry I liked because I didn't realize that's why I liked it, but eventually as I kind of grew up, I realized they didn't talk at all on Roadrunner or Tom and Jerry, but you could still follow the story. It was still funny. It was still crazy and super violent. Like, man, what happened to cool violent cartoons? You know, like this.
Yeah.
Nobody gets an anvil dropped on them anymore. You know, they might talk about their feelings more. But I want to see pianos. I want to see them running into. I'm going to see them paint a train track on a wall and somebody run into it, but they actually run through it like it worked. So funny stuff. I love
Roadrunner is an Omega level mutant.
Let's go. All right.
All right.
Beep, everybody. 4-color number 918. You don't see that kind of number much anymore these days. DELL from 1958. Used to be a 10-cent comic, but a CGC 6.0 will cost you $1,000. All right, Red Guardian, you're up next with number 4.
Because I got to hold up my glasses again. Shaker number 4, House of Mystery 233 by DC Comics in 1975. Every October, as spooky season approach, it is usually pretty commonplace to see a significant bump in the classic horror titles. From classic horror artists such as Bernie Wrightson and Mike Kalatu, the modern masters like Bill Sienkiewicz and Mike Magnolia books will send a chill down your spine, are far more readily available and sought after this time of year. This week, a comic featuring the work of one of those horror legends is getting some time in the spotlight, or moonlight, if you're keeping with the theme. In issue 233 of the classic House of Mystery series from DC, obliterated his previous all-time high of $230 when the CGC 9.8 reached a whopping $1,032 on the aftermarket. Aside from a general increased demand for things that go bump in the night, the other factors at play for this massive sale. First and foremost, a graded 9.8 of this issue is near impossible to find. There are only 2 on the census, and then only 19 graded copies of the book in total. The book itself is not overly rare. Copies can be found for about $25 in varying condition, but acquiring a graded copy in a 9.8 is quite a feat. In the typical House of Mystery fashion, the cover is stunning and features a spooky spooky Death Day celebration depicted with the aforementioned Klaatu. While die-hard collectors and census unicorns would understand the high price tag on this issue, any 4-digit sale is certainly enough to catch your attention and send a chill down your spine. Happy Halloween. I think this is a classic example of a 1970s book in a 9.8 selling for four digits. We've seen this time and time and time again. This is just the latest iteration of it. And happy Death Day. Isn't today technically Death Day? I think the day before Halloween is Death Day, if I remember correctly.
I'm not sure how that works, but probably.
Okay. What custom or culture? Oh, okay.
You have to watch the animated movie, The Halloween Tree, to learn about all the different cultures of Halloween around the world.
Yeah.
In Soviet Russia, Death Day celebrates you.
They talk about how the Egyptians celebrated Halloween and death, and how they talk about Day of the Dead. Like, it's a really cool cartoon. Like, it's a cartoon that tricks you into learning. Everybody. Some tough names on this read here. Mike Kaluta and Bill Sienkiewicz. Those are always tongue twisters and tricky names, especially Sienkiewicz, because those Polish names don't look like they don't sound the way they're
I'm sitting here and I'm holding my glasses like this so I can read the screen. Cut me some slack, King of the Golden State. All right.
Hard names, man. I dare anybody else to jump on here and pronounce these names sometimes and read these lists live. Like, it'll put some hair on your chest for sure. Like, it'll make you.
It makes a man out of you.
It's a tough guy.
King of the Golden State, you may have a bigger comic collection than me, but I have more politeness than you, sir.
I don't know if it's more impressive. The comic book collection on mine, of course it is. Hell yeah. All right, everybody.
Yes.
Cool. Another Bronze Age horror book as well. That's a CGC 9.8, bouncing up over $1,000. House of Mysteries 233, 1975, $1,032, everybody. All right, Marty, my main man. What have we got here for number 4? Number 5.
Number 5. If I can read this without my cat getting in the way here. Okay. And number 5 is
a cucumber at it.
Yeah. A cucumber. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That'd be very funny. See it flip around, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, number 5. Jimbo number 6, published by Bongo, 1997. Gary Panter is a beloved member of the industry, rising to prominence with his DELL Tokyo comic strips. However, what some may be more familiar with is his work with Pee-wee's Playhouse, specifically developing set pieces. His work on Jimbo inspired a numerous creators, including Matt Groening, and led to his design for Bart Simpson. But what makes this issue special is the DELL Tokyo effect, as that's where the creativity blossomed. DELL Tokyo was imagined as future Mars, terraformed by Texan and Japanese workers. Just imagine the meshing of cultures, technology, futurism, escapism, and more in the panels of DELL Tokyo. However, like other underground works featuring hard sci-fi or counterculture themes, they typically go under the radar until years later when they gain wider recognition among the audience. This book is a prime example, as it didn't fit the commercial mold of time, but now collectors are taking another look. Recently, the one and only CGC 9.8 copy of this book hit the aftermarket and sold for $590. The only sale in our records. That absolutely crushes the highest reported raw sale of 9.4 copies as a few months ago for $150. Over the past 5 years or so, this book has been a pretty steady riser. We'll see if that continues once collectors get a peek at his new all-time high sale. And let me tell you, man, I like this. I like the premise of this book. It typically reminds me of a lot of these 70s and 80s sort of platforms of say like things like Logan's Run. Do you remember that that TV series?
No.
Fahrenheit. Oh my God, man. Yeah, man. And they try to do a remake and another series. I think there was another movie that was very similar to that, but that didn't do so well. It kind of bombed. But back in the day, man, Logan Run was a very popular sci-fi series. I'm sorry, not series, but movie, which depicted a sort of dystopian society underneath the gone underground, and then they end up escaping. You know, after a while, and it's a whole story. I want to get into it, but yeah, very familiar to that.
This one's a mystery to me. Had no idea it existed. Find it pretty interesting. Ties to Pee-wee's Playhouse and The Simpsons. Is pretty cool. Mars being terraformed by Texan and Japanese workers.
Sounds delicious.
There you go.
Sounds delicious.
What kind of restaurants do you think would be there?
There's probably a Starbucks.
Probably a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's like a Dutch Brothers going across the street. It's gonna be ridiculous. But anyways, hey, somebody in the chat, where is it? I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna give them a shout out for bringing this up if I can find it. My man Magnus bringing up Duckman. I can't remember the last time anybody's mentioned Duckman around me because I loved that show so much. That show was so inappropriate. It was fantastic. So thanks. Thanks for bringing up some memories of Duckman. I need to find that DVD set because I need to watch Duckman again. Good old Jason Alexander as an angry duck.
Yes.
Love that show. Rory, all right.
Yeah, there were a couple Duckman comics that came out. I think one of them's even appeared on the Shakers before. But yeah, those are pretty hard to find.
Oh, man, now guys, go keep looking and looking for stuff. Either way, up next, number 6. This is dope. I love the cover. I love this book. I love this artist. Let's go. What do we got here? Is it Chris?
Yep.
It's Chris.
All right. So we got a Nightmare on Elm Street special number 1. This is the Juan Jose Rip.
I think it's Rip, like rip your pants.
Okay. This is the blue foil variant, limited to 100 copies by Avatar Press in 2005. Horror comics always surge in price during the spooky season, and this year is no exception. The A Nightmare on Elm Street special number 1 blue foil variant, with just 100 copies produced, with striking cover art by Juan Jose Rip, has just claimed a new record sale. Initially overlooked by most collectors in the early 2000s, this release has quietly become a cult favorite among horror and variant fans. Rip's high-detailed art style paired with Freddy Krueger's visuals helped these comics stand out even in a crowded market. As Halloween approaches and Nightmare on Elm Street nostalgia grows, this sale signals an increasing recognition in these rare, beautiful, and underproduced horror comics. Yeah, these were crazy hard to find, the Nightmare on Elm Street ones. Avatar in the early 2000s was not, I mean, they still are not, but they never were a really big time publisher. Most of their stuff was word of mouth, and the corner section of the local comic store, where you had to ask something behind the counter. But these books have traditionally been hard to find, and to have a blue foil variant that's limited to 100 copies, that's pretty nuts.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I want to say that Avatar is not even around anymore. But I knew of Avatar because that's where all the Crossed. That's who published Crossed. So, and I was, with the holiday season with Halloween, I was looking up some hard to find Cross covers, and they're out there, and they're not super expensive either. But I love Ron Jose Rip. Like, I loved all of his work that he did. He did a book with Warren Ellis called Black Summer, where superheroes kill the president and take over the White House. Crazy stuff. He even did, I don't know if he did the interiors, but I know he did like at least the covers for Frank Miller's RoboCop. That was based off of the original script for RoboCop 2. So good stuff from Juan Jose Rip here. Marty, you got anything to say about this, bud?
Yeah, oh man, you guys are good, man. I love Rip's stuff, man. A lot of his older things too. Really great artist, man. Great sexy cover too, man. And then bring in Freddy Krueger, gorgeous.
Yeah, he did a Wolverine series also for Marvel. He did a bunch of like Lady Death covers. Like, he does really great work, but I noticed him because I like super detailed artists like Jeff Darrow, Art Adams, stuff like that. So he really kind of falls into that kind of category for me. And he likes to draw feet on this cover. So all right.
So before we go on, we are at the halfway point, and I just want to ask you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Do all those normal things, but please remember that at the end of this show, we are going to, after the read, but before the Shakers Report, we're going to do a giveaway, and it's going to be a question that has to do with the read tonight. I've already got one queued up and ready to go. If you're paying attention, then you've got a chance. And it's a great comic by Michael Baker. I think
this is it. If you're coming in late, this is the giveaway from Michael Baker. Also, if you're watching this on the rewind, that's a little bit of an incentive to watch us live, because we do every so often surprise with a cool little giveaway like this for people and other stuff too. All right, so let's keep rolling this bad boy going. Next up, Mr. Marty, you got
sir. Number 7. Lucky number 7 is the Rocketeer Planes, Dames, and the Rockets Kickstarter Adam Hughes variant by IDW 2023. In 2022, the team at Art for Arf's Sake has helped produce a documentary based on the life of the legendary illustrator Dave Stevens that was directed by Kelvin Mao, eventually distributed by MGM. The Kickstarter for this documentary went live and quickly garnered tons of support throughout the comic community and elsewhere, eventually raising over $90,000. The Kickstarter offers various perks and rewards, and one of those rewards was an exclusive Rocketeer comic titled Rocketeer, Planes, Dames, and Rockets. This comic features 9 new Rocketeer stories and also features an exclusive cover by Adam Hughes. The initial pledge amount for the film on Blu-ray and comic was $50, and there was an option to add an additional copy for backers for only $20. This book was immediately $100 on the aftermarket when orders began arriving on the doorsteps. Current prices on raw copies are slightly less, with the last 2 sales being $60 and $50. This past week, though, a graded CGC 9.8 copy sold for $250, setting a new all-time high. This is also a virgin variant that was offered by IDW, but the Kickstarter version appears to be more limited. 396 original backers. Ah, man.
I wish I knew about this. I would have 100%, just for the documentary. I love comic book documentaries, comic book history, and all that fun stuff. I wish I knew about this. I would have 100% backed that Kickstarter. Where'd Marty go?
Did we lose Marty?
We lost Marty. All right. If anybody knows where Marty's at, let us know.
Did it. I bet the cat did it.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Did the cat hang up on you, Marty?
The cat's right here, man. The cat's right here.
Gabe, you got the Shaker show. There you go.
Boom.
Okay.
One more.
Next slide. Oh, there we go.
So
there's a lot to keep up around here. Jesus, it's almost harder than reading.
Yeah, I really like Adam Hughes' work. I kind of think that Adam Hughes is the perfect person to do Dave Stevens homages,
Oh,
because I
yeah.
think that the art style is very similar with just a little extra polish, and I think Adam Hughes really makes that style pop, in my opinion.
I agree with you, man. I mean, Adam Hughes does some amazing work. I have quite an extensive collection of Justice covers, but I really enjoyed it. He goes all the way back, man. As a matter of fact, I think he used to do work for Penthouse around the earlier days as well. I mean, so he goes way back, especially with Dave Stevens as well. What a great homage to that. Rocketeer, growing up, I remember this movie that came out in the 80s when they did the rendition of the Rocketeers. And I thought personally, I thought they did an amazing job with it. I love it. I love Jennifer Connelly in there. She was absolutely breathtaking. Really good movie.
Yes, sir. Jennifer Connelly is a perfect Dave Stevens actress for sure.
I personally didn't care for the movie. I felt it was a little bit too Disney-fied.
Where's the eject button around here? How do
you can do the boo this man.
What's
Yeah.
going on here?
I like the character, but the movie.
Boo this man!
Yeah. I'm allowed to have an opinion.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right. You are allowed to your opinion, but you're not allowed to facts. And the fact is, it's a great movie.
All right. Speaking of great,
he fixes a bullet hole in his jetpack with a piece of bubble gum.
Absolutely.
That
works in the 1920s.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely,
No.
man. I love that.
Even as a kid, I looked at it and I went, pfft.
I love the steampunk vibe too, man. You know, so one of the really earliest steampunk seen on cinema.
Well, next time your
that.
jetpack gets a bullet hole in it, Chris, tell us how you fix it.
Well, it won't be with bubble gum. Maybe with duct tape.
It's going to be bubblegum. It works. Bubblegum and duct tape fixes everything. Right?
Absolutely everything, man.
All right. Rocketeer, Planes, Dames, and Rockets Kickstarter exclusive variant from Adam Hughes. A 9.8 went for $250. That's why this is the Shakers list, everybody. That's shaking stuff up right there. Man, I wish I didn't even know about this Kickstarter. I'm usually pretty on top of cool Kickstarters.
Yeah.
But you know, that's them's the bricks, man. That's how the cookie crumbles, right? All right.
Yeah, I typically get the emails from Kickstarter.
Yeah, but there's always stuff you miss. Like I only get emails if I follow certain people for Kickstarters,
Yeah.
you know, but whatever. It's all good. Number eight is my favorite because it puts me on the list. What do we got for number 8?
Street Sharks #1 by Archie Comics in 1996. Nostalgia hunters rejoice. Archie Comics Street Sharks #1 just chomped through the $700 barrier for a CGC 9.8, a record high that is making waves. The surge comes hot on the fins of IDW's. Travis wrote this. I guarantee it. Hot on the fins of IDW's publishing newly launched revival series, reigniting the original run. Spun from the 1994 to 1997 animated show, Street Sharks delivered Teenage Mutant Turtle style Shark Brother action. 4 college students mutated into humanoid sharks fighting crime. Not exactly original, but enough so that the property exploded beyond television, spawning action figures, apparel, lunchboxes, video games, and rumors of a live action film. A tip for collectors. While tracking down these books, don't overlook the additional series that launched in May, which also generated serious buzz and has been climbing in the aftermarket. So this was during a time when there were anthropomorphic animal books of multiple kinds. There was Bikers Mice from Mars. There were Battle Toads. There was Hamster Vice, like Miami Vice, but with hamsters. There was what was the one with with rats and they would yo-yo, or maybe that was Biker's Mice from Mars. Yeah, I think he had a yo-yo.
I think you're thinking of
yo-yo covers.
Capitol Critters, where they all lived at the Capitol building.
Yeah. It's not surprising to see these things pop up in nostalgia. Street Sharks is nuts. It's crazy stuff. But you know, it was the 90s. What are you gonna do?
Yep, it was awesome, man. They would dive into the street, and that's how they would travel. They would swim through the streets with their fins out of the asphalt, just ripping up all the streets, and nobody seemed to care. There was never traffic. There was never any consequences to anybody's commute because all the streets are tore up because of these giant sharks ripping up the streets as they swim through the road. But yeah, I love this stuff, man. Like you said, Battletoads, Biker Mice from Mars, which is another cool comic book out there for people to pick up. Exo Squad, like, man, there was some great. This is all like right before coming home from school, or was it even before school that I would watch these kinds of cartoons would always be on. But yeah, this brings back some good times. I have this whole series and that other second series that they were talking about. So cool, fun stuff. Let's roll. So of all things, Street Sharks #1 from Archie Comics, 1996, top sale $700 for CGC 9.8 copy. Pretty cool. All right, now on to #9. We're almost at the end, everybody. Hold on to your britches with this one, everybody.
This is a very beautiful teenage murder bait #1.
That title's ridiculous. Love it.
Let me say it again then. Teenage Murder Bait #1, Mike Hoffman, special edition, limited to 450 copies. AMRYL Entertainment, 2006. Does this book seem familiar? If so, you must be a Cover Price OG because we covered this book back in May of 2023. Back then, a raw near mint copy sold for $139. While sex, drugs, and rock and roll will always be in fashion, this book has achieved attention due in large part to Mike Hoffman and his Frank Frazetta style art. This comic features what Diamond describes as true stories around drugs, sex, horny teenage girls, dangerous stunts, and horrible hoaxes, which is reflected in the cover art. Though Hoffman was created an impressive range of comics and magazines, one of his most sought-after pieces is Teenage Murder Bait. Even the standard edition is difficult to track down and commands strong aftermarket prices. However, the limited variant edition, restricted to just 450 copies and released by AMRYL Entertainment, is even more elusive. Recently, a raw copy sold for $371. That is not bad at all, man. That is a very, very similar, like Frank Frazetta style of work. Frazetta and his daughter as well. Great, you know, his daughter's carried on Frank's legacy as well. This is a great way of also honoring that style, if you will. I have never heard of this book, you know, Teenage Murder Bait, you know, but it's very beautiful cover, very interesting, man.
It said this was a variant, so I had to go to Cover Price and search for the other covers. Now I think I might be on a list somewhere for typing that into my browser.
You've all been on the list, so you're good.
But this is interesting. I mean, they say that there's comics for everyone, right? I don't think this is for me, but I can see why it would be popular and sell for quite a
bit. Horny teenage women, sex and drugs.
Yeah. Checking off all the boxes, man. Checking off all the boxes.
Like I said, checking all the boxes.
Checking all the boxes. What is
Oh, Lord.
I thought this was a Frazetta cover at first. Like he definitely has that vibe. Like not so much the face, but like everything down, like the cheetah print, like tablecloth or whatever, in like the shadow.
Yeah, he does some amazing. I remember some of his work with Vampirella as well, and some Red Sonja. Man, he does some great work on that. Very fantasy like, and Frazetta is really up my alley. I grew up to a lot of his sort of artwork around my home, man. So I've always found a very big love for that type of nostalgia, if you will.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring this bad boy home. Stick around, everybody. We're about to bring up the number 10 shaker for the week. But you want to stick around because we're going to have a costume contest. Nope, actually, it's going to be the giveaway from our good buddy in the chat, Michael Baker, hooking us up. And one lucky person in the chat is going to not walk away, but this will be sent to your house, land on your doorstep or your mailbox, however your delivery man delivers your stuff, for free.
Michael Baker is going to deliver it on foot by hand. Is going to hand it to you. He's going to expect you to serve him a cup of coffee and play a game of Magic.
It's going to be Pony Express all the way there. So I think that's pretty fitting with that cover. So, anyways, let's end the good old time with number 10.
All right.
Number 10, we got Young Romance, number 150 by DC Comics in 1967. The superhero genre was all but dying after World War II, and publishers broadened their scope to find the next big thing, which led to the introduction of romance comics. There were more than 150 romance titles in the 50s, spearheaded by DC and Charlton Comics, with young women aged 17 to 25 reading more comics than men. Unfortunately, the Comics Code all but killed interest in the genre as publishers self-censored themselves and turned off readers in the process. Then in the 1960s, American pop art icon Roy Lichtenstein created some of his best works in the panels of Secret Hearts number 83, featuring the Drowning Girl, which is now featured in the Museum of Modern Art, and Girls Romance number 105, featuring Sleeping Girl, which sold for $43 million in 2012 to a private collector. That is the art piece, not the comic book, by the way. J. Scott Pike began his career at Atlas/Marvel in the 1950s and transitioned to DC Comics in the 60s, primarily working on romance comics. His cover for Young Romance 150 has become the quintessential image for the romance genre and has been swiped for comic book covers, pop art, postcards, and t-shirts for years and years. This week, we saw an all-time high of $2,760 for a graded 9.0, which obliterated the former high of $836 for a 9.4 in 2011. This book is very rare. There are only 30 universal copies on the census, and the lone 9.4 as the highest grade copy. If you ever see this book in the wild, don't hesitate to pick it up to add a piece of romance history to your collection. Yeah, this is sick. I had and sold, I think it was Secret Hearts number 83. I remember I picked it up for really cheap, and it was really beat up, and I think I sold it for like $85, something crazy like that, because I'm a dirty flipper. But it sold because of the Roy Lichtenstein reference work for Drowning Girl, which is, she's got her, it's like a blonde girl, head to the side, she's got a tear coming down. Iconic imagery, again, featured in the Museum of Modern Art. I've said this every time a romance book pops up on the Shakers. If you're digging through long boxes, then you see 10 to 15 cent romance books, buy them. You're probably paying a really, really low cost for something that could be an incredible gem. And I've made back my money on romance books tenfold over the years.
No, I agree, man. This is a big history right here. I mean, if you definitely run into these old 40s and going back to 40s and 50s too, and then bringing up to what we see with the 60s and a lot of popular artists along the years, really putting their stamp on these early editions, man. So besides that, you know, being such a huge thing to want to be able to collect for a lot of people into this type of genre, or even just wanting to collect for whatever reason, man. This is a piece of history that I think this is it, for this a 9.0 from 1967. That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, yeah. I've been saying it before on the show, and I think I'll back up what Chris said. I think people, once they kind of get out of superhero comics, you've seen it where they kind of go back and they find other stuff. They find war comics, they find horror comics, they find crime comics, and romance comics. I mean, these are things that nobody's really picking up. They kind of just get kind of dusty in the bins. They kind of get lost or forgotten. But when people kind of get all they want superhero wise, or they're kind of tired of the superhero hustle, they go looking for other stuff. And romance books are cool. I think Archie books are going to go up sooner or later. Yep. Not go up. I think they're going to, you know, popularity wise, they're getting picked up because those things are nobody takes those to conventions because nobody buys them. So
yeah,
cool stuff like that. You know, that's super fun stuff to always keep an eye on. All right, so that's the Shakers list, everybody. Good luck. Also, just real quick, I just want to just throughout the entire show, JSS Brooklyn, my man, thank you so much. Popping up links, wiki links,
facts,
all kinds of links, backing up our information, giving people a chance to look things up. So I appreciate him really being kind of the fourth man on the show today. So thank you.
He's the wrench, and we appreciate you, JSS. Thank you.
100%. So yeah, Young Romance 150, 1967, a 9.0 went for $2,760.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Very rad. Very, very rad to see. All right, so let's go and bring this down. How did I get all this stuff out? Oh, that's that. Now is the time, everybody. Trick or treat. Big shout to Michael Baker, who is a constant man in our chat, always here on this show, the new Comic Book Day show, the top 10. He's always here supporting us on Cover Price. I see him on Lando shows. I see him pop up when I used to do live shows sometimes. Like, he is a great friend of the show. And even greater is he's bringing the heat with this awesome Mark Spears Monsters #1 that we're going to go ahead and start the giveaway. We need to get that the giveaway add-on, whatever you want to call it, for StreamYard, so we can start doing giveaways a little bit easier. But either way, let's enjoy this. Thank you, Michael Baker, one more time. We are going to do the giveaway. We got a question that we figured out that we're going to ask you guys in the chat watching live. We're going to put it in the chat. Or not.
Let me create a starting line.
Oh, I already got it going.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and put up a starting line in a moment, and then we're going to give everybody the question. We're going to put the starting line, and then after that starting line is when you answer. The first person who answers is going to get this Mark Spears #1 zombie Clint Eastwood. Awesome book, 9.8 CGC for free. So let's go and get this bad boy started. Our question, and remember, hold up until we put the little starter line up here, guys, because after the starting line is when we're going to start counting your answers.
I think you should put the starting up line now, because some people may know the answers and not have to look it up.
All right. Well, there's the starting line.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Question for everybody. What comic book was the first appearance of Dave Stevens, the Rocketeer? Go. Dave Stevens, Rocketeer. What was his first appearance? Not Hulk 181.
I've got this
Hulk
comic.
180.
I've got this comic that we're talking about in a 9.8. Everybody is
dun,
looking
dun,
it up.
dun,
Everybody's
dun.
asking their AI. They're asking their Alexa.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Lewis got it. Lewis Mendoza got it. He asked his Google first. He answered.
I wouldn't say that. I bet you $1 million Lewis already knew that. He's got some comic book knowledge. Star Slayer, Dose. Star Slayer, number 2. Congratulations, Lewis.
Congrats. Yeah.
And you would never know it just by looking at the cover. You just think it was another quarter book, right? Not a big deal. But in the backup of the comic, there's like a 4-page feature of the Rocketeer by Dave Stevens. It's the first comic print of the character of the Rocketeer. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. All right. Cool. All right. So Lewis, make sure you hit up. I don't know. Is this going to go straight through Michael Baker? Should Michael Baker just contact Michael Baker?
Lewis, if you have a hard time getting hold of Michael Baker, you can reach me on Instagram and I'll put you in touch with him. So just hit me up at Dr. Yo-Yo on Instagram, and I'll get you in touch with Michael Baker. Thanks again, Michael Baker.
Very, very cool. Very cool.
Awesome.
All right. So if you think that's we're not done, everybody. We are not done. We did the giveaway. We got one more great part of the show. I kind of forgot about it. That's why we did the giveaway. Either way, we got the Shakers coming up. So stick around. Let's put down.
Surround us, man.
Zombie Clint Eastwood. And you ready, Chris?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's go. Dude, this is my favorite part of the week. Finally, it's the What's Shaking, everybody.
So I have to take off this cowl. The eye holes are digging into my eyelids, and I can't take it anymore. Woo! Man, I'm sweating under there. Okay, so this is Cover Price. This is the website that we talk about when we talk about the Shaker Report. We're talking about information for Cover Price, and what happens is people buy and sell comics on eBay and other third-party stores, and the information is scraped and collected by the folks at Cover Price. They put it into a database, and then they collate that data into what's the most interesting of the day. Now, this Shakers Report gets updated multiple times a day, and most of the time you see kind of the same thing in the first 2 columns, but we got some new stuff here this week.
No idea. You got to check out that Captain America Weird Tales. I love that book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll check out this Captain America Weird Tales from 1949. This is Red Skull Strikes Again. This is obviously early, very, very early Captain America.
Yeah.
Just look how crazy that is. Wow.
One in a red dress. Shout out to Laura.
Yeah.
Shout out Laura, by the way. Yeah.
Not here today. She's on assignment.
Yep.
She is on assignment. Missing you, Laura. You know, hope you're doing well outside. And happy Halloween to you guys.
Yeah.
And then I think that, this is the first appearance of the Skrulls in Fantastic Four. Is this the same issue that Reed Richards convinces them to turn in the cows and then takes away their memory?
Correct.
So, I mean, that's kind of crazy when you think about it, because that means that somebody ate Skrull burgers and didn't know it.
There's a comic book called Skrull Kill Crew where that happens.
Of course there is.
That's very morbid, man. Very morbid. But I love it.
Yeah, I bet Skrull tastes pretty good on a burger. We got, look at this incredible cover right here. Holy cow! All-Star or A-Star Comics, not even All-Star, A-Star Comics, Starling Tear Tales, a 10 center from 1952. Gorgeous cover.
$4,600 for 2.5 Jeepers Creepers, dude.
Yeah,
that's crazy town. I mean, I get it. That's awesome. That's cool. But man, that's a lot of scratch.
So back in the 90s, foil covers were a big deal, right? And there were a few foil covers that had some mistakes in them. Like this one, the foil was not applied. Everywhere where you see black in the background should be foil red. And it's a very rare book to find, but it can be found out in the wild. If you do find it, you're sitting on some money, let me tell you. Let's see here. I got some common top tenors here. First Prince of Sabretooth. This is a 9.8 from 1977, selling for multiples of the 4 figures. So that's another trend that we continue to see. Also, nobody really cares about Nubia, but this Wonder Woman number 204 from 1973 is another 9.8 selling for $3,000+ plus.
There's a big section of this row that's all 1970s comics in very high grade that are like multiple thousands of dollars.
That's right. Look at this Mark Spears Monsters 9.9 selling for $3,000. That's crazy.
Wow, you can almost get a 9.8 1970s book for that kind of cash.
Yeah.
Neil Adams, Superman cover right there.
The church that was built with bread. Look at that. That is really interesting.
That's not going to last when it rains.
Yeah. So I wonder if this had a cover and we just don't know what it looked like, or
it does look coverless for some reason. I was thinking that too. And, and it's from EC. Look at that. 1948. They used to put out Christian comics before.
Wow.
Before his son took over and started doing a horror.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. I love that. Go back to that Spawn book. Because that's a hard book to find. That's a crazy expensive book. A 9.4 at $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what's his name?
Spawn.
Who's the cover artist?
Todd McFarlane, right?
Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess a couple years later, or more than a couple, Greg Capullo did another version of it. It's kind of cool.
Well, no, they did it for that La Mole convention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is. Because Capullo did the other variants for it. It's 2008. It came out at the same time. But of course, with everybody just reproducing whatever cover they want and putting a foil on it and calling it new, that's what that was.
Look at this Invincible #1 in a CGC 8.0 selling for $1,300.
What are that weird tails?
This weird tails? This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
1934.
Man.
1934.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, that is incredible. Look at that. Can you imagine?
Robert E. Howard's the creator of Conan the Barbarian.
And
so this is his earlier stuff then. I think before he actually created Conan, I believe.
But how controversial do you think this cover was in 1934? I mean, look at her. She's got, she's just one hiccup away from a nip slip.
I mean, it's a 1934, and it's a quarter comic. That's probably that's adult prices.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty sure it was mainly adults that were picking that kind of stuff. It looks like an old pulpy comic,
It says second cover appearance of Conan the Barbarian. So
wow,
that's the weakest Conan I've ever seen. That's a very sorry boy.
Is that an early Conan by Robert E. Howard?
I don't think
this lady is pregnant with Conan, and that's why it's.
This is good stuff. Good stuff.
I don't know, man, but that is so cool, man. I would have never known about that.
I got to go back to it. I wonder if I go back one, is this the first appearance of first cover print? No, it's not. Okay.
No, it's Fu Manchu.
Yeah. All right.
Love that.
Look at this awesome. This is the first Hobgoblin, 1983. Gorgeous.
With the tattoo.
Yeah, I was going to say, better have the tattoos.
Yeah, tattoos.
9.8 gotta have it. I think everybody who's been collecting comics has run across this one in the dollar bins, but it's a 1975 comic, Joker #1, that sold for $1,100 in 9.8.
I love that Dick Giordano artwork on there. First villain to get his own comic book, I think, too.
Yeah. We talked about this during the read. This one as well. Mystery in
Space. Yeah, go to what year is that one? 1951. Wow.
Mystery Space numero uno.
So another blonde in a red dress.
There you go.
$1,000 for a fine raw.
Carmine Infantino, shout out, much love to him.
Mm.
We were just talking about romance comics. Here we have Teenage Diary Secrets.
With those pointy bras from the 60s. Or 49, apparently. Wow, never mind.
But look at
I
this.
love that.
This is Marilyn Monroe.
Norma Jean Mortensen. Yep, that is Marilyn Monroe. Yep, that is wow.
I would not have put that together. I would not have recognized
Look at that.
Marilyn Monroe.
Something.
Cover Price put in there that it's Weird Tales Volume 20, number 6. I'm assuming it's the first cover of Conan. Which is pretty cool. But wow, look at Marilyn Monroe when she wasn't a blonde. Blondes had more fun, right?
I mean, the thing. Oh, look at that.
So yeah, that is the
Tales.
first Conan. So the other one that we were looking at was Conan.
Wow. First appearance of Conan the Barbarian. Wow.
So I know that this is popping up. Something is Killing the Children got optioned, and the production is actually moving forward. So this is a book to keep an eye on right here. I know that there's a lot of variants of this, but it's time to go dig out your cleanest copies of Something That's Killing the Children and get them graded, because these books are going to be selling for quite a bit. The earlier print that you have, the better, obviously. There are a lot of prints of this.
Wow, look at that. That's some beautiful covers.
Yep, but
wow.
The first I have the foil from 2020.
Chris, can you go back to that Marilyn Monroe book? Planet Arizona wants to know what it sold for.
$908 for a CGC 2. Sells raw for $1,400. Whoever got this got it for a steal.
Not bad. Not bad.
Interesting.
That Ghost Rider's going up. That Marvel Spotlight 5. $1,000 book almost for 5.5.
That's pretty crazy. See, another Ghost Rider number 1, 9.0 sold for $840.
Go to the Weird Science.
Yeah,
I love these EC Weird Science books.
Yeah,
I absolutely love this cover. I love all of the Weird Science fantasy covers. Yeah. This is very, very cool.
These were all like anthology books. They're just really great sci-fi stories. The last issue was like a big controversial issue.
Oh my
There's
God.
some really great like Wally Wood. I think this is a Wally Wood cover. That's a Wally Wood cover, 100%. That's beautiful.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
These are so hard to find. All right. We keep going. This is the first Conan in Marvel.
In Marvel.
And first cameo appearance of King Cole.
Not King Cole.
Here's another 9.8 selling for quite a bit. Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing number 3, 9.8 selling for $720.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
That's fantastic in a 9.8, dude. Wow.
Yeah, 1970s books, Bronze Age, Copper, early Copper, and Bronze Age. If you have them in a 9.8, get them graded and move those puppies, because they are hard to find in good condition.
Go back up, man. We got that G.I. Joe special is really cool. I like that book. That's really fun. This is
homage.
Well, yeah, it's a Todd McFarlane homage, but also it's a reprint of, dang it, Todd McFarlane did one issue of G.I. Joe. I want to say it was issue 60. And then he got fired. But he already drew issue 61, but it had somebody else redo it. So this G.I. Joe special is Todd McFarlane's original artwork from 61 or whatever issue it was that was never printed before. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That Punisher number 1 is expensive, dude. How's that a $700 book in a 9.8? That's crazy.
Dude, I had that book signed by Mike Zeck, man, and I for the life of me, I don't know where the hell I put that, man.
I had a poster in my wall.
I had like it was a 4 series, limited series, and I have all 4 of those books, but this one gone. Signed
It's
by my
series. The 4-issue series that went 5 issues.
Yeah, that's right. It sure did, man. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, they had to change it up later in the little like the top margins there. They fixed it and then got all messed up again.
I've got a theory. I think we're going to get a Punisher movie. Probably predated by a Disney Plus series dedicated to the Punisher. Just because the character's getting great reception. Got great reception in the new Daredevil run.
Well, he's getting a Disney Plus series pretty soon. They already started filming it.
So Disney likes to take popular storylines and make it the comic, make it the story title, right? So I recently picked up a number of Punisher #1, Punisher War Machine #1. It's the red die cut cover.
War Journal.
Yeah, War Journal. Yes, War Journal.
Yes.
And I think that was it. War Journal. No, War Zone.
Maybe War Zone. The John Romita Jr. series.
It's
not Chuck Austin, Chuck Dixon.
This one right here.
War Zone. Yeah.
I think that this is. I think if Disney Plus does a series or a movie, they're going to use the Warzone subtitle. I've got a feeling that this book will skyrocket.
That was the second movie they did was Punisher Warzone.
That movie is so ridiculous, dude.
The one with John Travolta.
That's the moment this guy does this guy's doing popcorn over all these buildings and he gets shot with the mid-air flip. It's so funny.
That doesn't count. But yeah, I've got a feeling that as Punisher starts to get a little more mainstream, a little more featured on Disney Plus, we're going to see Warzone #1 pop off. But you can get early Punisher for pretty cheap in long boxes right now if you know where to look. Cyber Frog. Jeez, look at this thing. Oh my goodness. Cyber Frog.
It's a lot going on there. It's Ethan Van Sciver's original character.
I can't seem to focus on what it wants me to focus on.
Yeah. Let's see. Keep going.
That old Wonder Woman. Man, look at that. That's some
First
history
Silver
right
Age Wonder Woman right here, 1958, number 98.
How much is that going for? $4,000?
The CGC's 3.0 sold for $600.
Not too bad.
600.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. First appearance of Starjammers. That's interesting. 9.6 sold for $550. I don't know anybody who's chasing Starjammers right now. So that's interesting to me.
Anything's possible. They could come up with Starjammers. I mean, it's Cyclops' father, so
yeah. Okay. Look at this old Hangman comics down here in fair poor condition, which means that it may not have even had its cover, or it may have just been the cover. Sold for $500. Hangman comics.
If it's coverless, it would say coverless, I think, right? Does this have coverless on here? Because fair poor just means it's like a 1.
But it's below a 1.
Yeah, so it'll still have its cover though. It might not have been attached.
That's Archie, Archie comics. You know, back in the day. Don't sleep on those really, really old Archie print books. Not necessarily the Archie character, but the publisher.
Click on that tick. Is that the first? This is not his first real appearance. That was in like a random newsletter. But there's like that one, then there's like the black cover is not right, not the real #1. There's something weird about this tick #1 I forgot about.
So this was the special edition series, different than the normal series.
Okay, so these are like
limited distributions.
Limited to 5,000. All right, pretty cool.
Yeah. Last, wrapping up the end of the list. Well, before we do that, the Chip Zdarsky 1 of 1,000 Ultimate Endgame. Very, very, very cool cover. Very interesting. I guess I could have gone as Ultimate Peter Parker because he's got a beard. But I really like this art. This is really cool. Big fan of that style. Another 9.8 from the 70s, selling for a high amount, $500 for this non-key issue of 70s Batman. with Scarecrow.
I love that
Gigantic
Scarecrow cover. Yeah, that's a beautiful cover.
9.8 sold for $499. And that is the list, folks.
All right.
Off so I can
Oh man,
back on.
Very cool,
Amazing.
guys. Thanks to everybody for showing up tonight. What a great Halloween Eve show we had. We all showed up in costumes. We did a giveaway. We did the shakers. What a great time. I couldn't be happier, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world right now than here, hanging out with my bros and all the people in the chat talking comic books. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's sign out here. Red Guardian, what do you got going on?
You guys can find me on Instagram, eBay, and whatnot using the @DrYoYo symbol to find me. Pretty easy to find. eBay store is Dr. Yo-Yo's Emporium. I'm on day 30 of furlough, so more likely than not tomorrow when we're doing another comic sale. I did a Whatnot show a couple weeks ago. It was pretty successful. I had a lot of people come from the chat to the show. I really appreciate that. A lot of people bought some stuff. I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to learn my lesson. I'm not going to give away so many comics because I spent about as much on shipping as I made on comics.
Oh wow.
Oops. But I'll have something to give away, maybe some cards or something like that. But I'm really glad this Red Guardian thing came together. I was a little worried when Amazon sent me this shirt, which is the wrong color. So I had to run to Walmart and put all this together with a hot glue gun and 3D print the star, and I don't know. I think it came out pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. But you guys can check out my Whatnot show tomorrow. It'll be a link in the description. John and Matt are hooking me up on that. And Gabe, I know that you're Hunter S. Thompson, but for some reason I'm getting the vibe of the old guy from the Ocean's 11 movie.
Not sure what that is. But cool.
Marty knows.
I know Ocean's 11. The other movie you talked about, I don't know, man.
Yeah, you
but I'll have to hang.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, man. All right, that's
yeah. I've got to go back and watch it. I bet you if I watch it, it'd probably come back to me. I probably just didn't remember the title.
Oh man, that movie is pretty trippy. So I'm gonna give you some warning ahead of time.
Okay, good to know.
All right. Awesome. So everybody, make sure you follow Dr. Yo-Yo. If you want to buy some comic books from a guy who's on furlough, hopefully that comes back to normal sooner than later. But Marty, go ahead and let's end the show, bud. Let's do it, man. What do you got?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Happy Halloween to you guys. Happy Halloween to all the panel members up here. Thank you, Michael Baker, for that wonderful, wonderful contribution to the giveaway as well. And also congratulations to Michael Louise, I believe is the winner of that. So, and you know, I'm sorry, thank you. And so you guys, we had fun tonight, having you guys interacting with us, having you guys participate, and being able to share things out there. And these guys did an amazing job as far as dressing up for Halloween and characters tonight. I wish I could have joined them this evening, but next year, there's always next year, right? You guys have a wonderful Halloween. Be safe out there. Enjoy it. Tomorrow's going to be a fun night for all those that love Halloween. I know it's my favorite time of the year. I know it was Tebow's favorite time of the year. When I used to do the shows with him in the past, every time it fell on Halloween, you know, he was always making sure I was dressing up for it. So, and he always do that Doctor Strange cloak. He always had that going on. So, you know, just to pay honor to him as well is a big deal for these guys doing this for the show. You guys, may the comic gods and the spirit of our friend Tevo continue to bless your long boxes. Happy Halloween, happy Samhain, happy All Hallows Eve, happy Day of the Dead, Excelsior.
And remember, razor blades make the candy taste better. Bye!
No, dude, no.
For the entire crew, this is Tevo saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
And
For the entire crew, this is Tebow saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.